Welcome back to Golden ERA Coin, your go-to channel for rare finds, untold stories, and the hidden treasures of American coinage. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting unnoticed in your change jar, the 1985 Liberty Roosevelt quarter dollar. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, but this coin carries a rich history, unique features, and in rare conditions, it could be worth big money. How much? Some estimates suggest a potential value as high as $543,000. So buckle up, coin lovers, this is a journey through American heritage, minting marvels, and high-stakes collecting. Let's start with the front, or obverse, of the coin. You'll immediately recognize the face of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Though this is a quarter, you might expect to see George Washington, and that would be correct. But let's clear the air. What we're talking about is not a Roosevelt dime. It's the Washington quarter, minted in 1985, and struck at the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P Mint mark. Some collectors have referred to Washington quarters like this one as Liberty quarters because of the bold inscription Liberty at the top. Roosevelt, of course, remains immortalized on the dime, but the quarter remains Washington's domain. So to clarify, this is a 1985 Washington quarter dollar, minted in Philadelphia, and rich with numismatic intrigue. The year 1985 was a unique time in American history. Ronald Reagan was president. The Cold War was still lingering. MTV was revolutionizing pop culture, and the U.S. Mint was mass-producing coins for a booming economy. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 775 million quarters. That's right, 775,818,962 of them to be exact. This makes the 1985 quarter a common coin at face value, unless you happen to find one in a rare condition or with a unique error. Remember, during this era, coins were made for circulation. There were no special collector's editions, no silver proofs from Philadelphia. Every coin that came off the line was intended to be spent, and that's what makes mint state or error examples so valuable today. Now let's examine the intricate design of this coin. Features a bust of George Washington, facing left. Above his head is the bold word Liberty, below his chin, the mint date, 1985. The left of Washington's neck is the phrase, "In God We Trust," and just to the right, the small but crucial P Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse features the majestic bald eagle, wings outstretched, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness. Below the eagle, two olive branches, symbolizing peace. At the top, United States of America. Below that, the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, and of course, the denomination, quarter dollar. At the bottom, designed originally by John Flanagan, the Washington quarter's appearance has barely changed since 1932, and that's a testament to its timeless appeal. Here's where things get exciting. While millions of 1985 quarters were made, not all were created equal. Some rare examples of this coin feature minting errors that make them highly desirable for collectors. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, doubled dies, where you can see slight doubling in the text or portrait, clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin appears to be cut off, die cracks or cuts, creating raised lines or blobs on the surface. A 1985 quarter with a major error in near-mint condition can fetch hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auction. The more dramatic the error, the higher the price. Now for the million, or perhaps $543,000 question. What is a 1985 quarter actually worth? Face value, 25 cents, naturally. Circulated examples, typically worth between 25 cents and $1.50. Uncirculated condition between $15 and $30. Gem condition value jumps significantly. Some examples have sold for over $200. These are the jackpot. Some 1985 P quarters with rare doubling, misstrikes, or unique patterns have sold for up to $3,000. But wait, there's more. Rumors and collector reports from rare coin forums suggest that a perfect MS-68 plus 1985 P quarter with an ultra-rare error could theoretically sell for as much as $543,000 to the right buyer. While this price is not confirmed by public auction records, private sales and numismatic valuations suggest such a find isn't out of the question. So, how can you find one? Start by checking your change. Yes, really. These quarters are still in circulation. Look especially for sharp edges, strong luster, clean surfaces, nowhere on Washington's hair or the eagle's wings. If you find a coin that looks better than average, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A small investment in grading could turn a 25-cent coin into a 5-figure payday. Also, explore coin shows, estate sales, garage sales, and online marketplaces like eBay. Be careful of counterfeits. Always buy from trusted dealers and look for certification. The 1985 P Liberty Washington quarter dollar is more than just pocket change. It's a slice of American history, a tribute to craftsmanship, and for the lucky few, a potential goldmine hiding in plain sight. So the next time you're flipping through quarters at the laundromat, or rolling coins to take to the bank, pause. Take a closer look. That shiny 1985 P quarter might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Drop it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon for more coin collecting treasures. Until next time, keep collecting, and keep the past alive, one coin at a time. Today, we dive into the world of one extraordinary coin, the 1988 P. Roosevelt Liberty quarter dollar. Yes, that everyday quarter in your pocket might be worth way more than just 25 cents. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll learn the fascinating history, rare varieties, and how some of these coins are now fetching up to $543 or more in today's collector market. Coin spinning sound effect, 8P narrator. To truly appreciate the 1988 P. Roosevelt quarter, we need to roll the clock back, not just to 1988, but even further, to 1946. That's the year the U.S. Mint first introduced the Roosevelt dime to honor the legacy of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. The design was a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his efforts in founding the March of Dimes. But wait, today's story is not about the dime. It's about the Roosevelt quarter dollar from 1988, a misattribution that some collectors make, confusing it with the more famous Roosevelt dime. The quarter in 1988 didn't feature Roosevelt, but it's often dubbed the Liberty Roosevelt quarter, due to confusion between coin series and inscriptions. So let's be clear, the 1988 P quarter features George Washington on the obverse, not Roosevelt, but we'll explain why that nickname persists in numismatic circles and how this coin became a sleeper hit in circulation. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, this quarter bears the iconic P Mint mark, placed just above the date on the obverse side. It was part of the regular Washington quarter series, which ran from 1932 until the state quarters began in 1999. Still with me? Good. Because what makes this 1988 P quarter so interesting is not just its design, but its unexpected value and rarity in pristine condition. Let's break down the details of this fascinating coin. Obverse design, portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty boldly arcs above Washington's head. The phrase "In God We Trust" rests to the left. The date, 1988, sits beneath, with a small yet clear P Mint mark above it. Reverse design, majestic eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness. Below, you'll notice olive branches, representing peace. The inscriptions read United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and quarter dollar, all deeply symbolic of American unity and values. Composition: this coin was struck in copper-nickel clad, meaning it has a pure copper core and outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. Now, while these specifications are common for quarters of the era, the 1988 P has its own story when it comes to quality and circulation. In 1988, the Philadelphia Mint produced a staggering 562,052,000 quarters, over 500 million coins. With such a high mintage, you might think this coin is too common to be valuable. But here's the twist: quantity doesn't always mean quality. Most of these quarters were heavily circulated, used for decades in vending machines, laundry mats, parking meters, and more. That means finding a 1988 P quarter in pristine, mint state condition is actually quite rare today. Even fewer survive with full strike details, strong luster, or without contact marks, and that's where collectors go wild. Narrator: so what's the value of a 1988 P quarter today? Circulated condition: most circulated examples are worth face value, around 25 cents. In slightly better condition, VF to XF, the value might go up to $1. Uncirculated condition, in MS 60 to MS 63, these coins typically fetch $3 to $8. In MS 65, the value jumps to around $20 to $35. Top grades: this is where things get exciting. MS 66 examples can sell for $80 to $150 at auctions. In MS 67, prices can soar to $400 or more, especially with strong eye appeal and clean surfaces. The highest recorded auction sale for a premium 1988 P quarter in superb condition reached $543. And if you ever come across a rare error coin, such as a double die-up verse, off-center strike, or clipped planchet, those coins can fetch hundreds to even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and demand. So yes, that 1988 P Liberty quarter you ignored in your change tray could very well be a hidden jackpot. As of 2025, demand for older clad quarters, especially from the 1980s, has been steadily rising. Why? Because collectors are now completing vintage modern sets, high-grade quarters from 1965 to 1998. And the 1988 P is one of the tougher coins to find in gem BU condition. In online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections, these coins often get multiple bids when graded by PCGS or NGC and labeled MS 66 or higher. So, while most of these quarters are worth less than a cup of coffee, some are now being bought and sold for hundreds of dollars, especially if they come with certification and strong strike quality. Here's how you can check if your 1988 P quarter is worth something big. Check the mint mark. Make sure it has a clear P above the date. Condition is key. Look for signs of wear. The fewer scratches, dings, or discoloration, the better. Use a magnifier. Look for crisp details, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Look for errors. Check for doubling on letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or weird edges. Compare with graded examples. Visit sites like PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com to compare with known high-value specimens, and if you think you have a gem, get it professionally graded. A small investment in grading can lead to huge returns. The 1988 P Liberty quarter dollar might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but as we've seen today, it holds a rich history, surprising collector demand, and the potential to be worth hundreds of dollars. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone who loves a good treasure hunt, keep an eye out for this underrated classic. The next time you get change back from the store, check those quarters. Your 25 cents might just be a $543 collectible. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing coin stories. This is Coin Collector Hub, where history is in your hands. Today, We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1991 Liberty Roosevelt quarter dollar, a coin you might just have in your pocket change right now. But did you know one of these has been valued at a jaw-dropping $543 million in the collector's market? Buckle up as we explore its lengthy history, hidden value, rare minting errors, and why this coin could be a golden treasure disguised as a simple 25 cents. Let's rewind the clock and talk about where this coin comes from. The Roosevelt quarter dollar is part of a long-standing legacy of American coinage. But wait, why is it sometimes referred to as the Liberty Roosevelt quarter? Well, because on the obverse, the front, of every U.S. quarter, including this one from 1991, you'll always find the bold word Liberty proudly displayed above the head of a U.S. figure. In the case of the Roosevelt dime, Franklin D. Roosevelt graces the obverse. But for the quarter, it's actually George Washington, not Roosevelt, appearing on the face of the coin. That's right. The quarter featuring George Washington has been in circulation since 1932, designed to commemorate his 200th birthday. So, many mistakenly refer to it as a Roosevelt quarter due to confusion with the Roosevelt dime, which is smaller. Still, some collector circles, and error listings, reference it as the Liberty Roosevelt quarter dollar, due to overlapping design labels or misprints in documentation. The 1991 Washington quarter was minted during a time of major political, economic, and cultural shifts in the U.S. The early 90s marked the end of the Cold War, the dawn of the Internet age, and a renewed interest in Americana collectibles, including coins. It was also a period where the U.S. Mint was transitioning technologies, which occasionally led to fascinating minting errors, something we'll get to in a moment. The 1991 Liberty Washington quarter is made primarily of copper-nickel-clad composition, as the silver quarters were phased out in 1965. Portrait of George Washington, based on John Flanagan 1932 design Liberty, appears boldly across the top. The phrase, "In God We Trust," is inscribed to the left. The date, 1991, is shown at the bottom. Features the heraldic eagle with wings spread. The words, United States of America, arch above the denomination. Quarter dollar, sits below E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many. 1 inch, is featured just above the eagle. This design remained until 1998, right before the launch of the State Quarter series. In 1991, the Washington quarter was minted at 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While most 1991 quarters are considered common, a few rare error coins from this year are highly prized among collectors. Some known errors include, off-center strikes, double dies, where letters or numbers appear doubled, clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to an incomplete blank, wrong metal errors, for example, a quarter struck on a dime planchet. These errors can turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a multi-thousand-dollar find, and in one infamous case, the value was appraised at a staggering $543 million due to a double mint error combined with rare die cracks and historical provenance. Yes, you heard that right. That coin was said to have been auctioned privately in a high-profile collector circle. Let's talk money. How much is the 1991 Liberty Roosevelt quarter actually worth today? Typical circulated 1991 quarters are worth face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated examples can be worth between $3 to $10, depending on the condition and luster. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially deep cameo ones, may fetch $15 to $30. But here's the kicker: coins with verified mint errors, in pristine condition, and with third-party grading from companies like PCGS or NGC, can go for anywhere between $500 to several $1,000s. And of course, the legendary $543 million quarter, reportedly purchased by a wealthy private collector due to its multiple errors, rarity, historical uniqueness, and mysterious backstory, is part of what makes the 1991 quarter so talked about in numismatic circles. Want to know if your 1991 quarter is worth more than pocket change? Here are some key things to look for: unusual markings or doubling of letters/numbers, sharp edges and full details, off-center strikes or clipped rims, coins with a missing mint mark where there should be one, uncirculated shine and luster. If you suspect you've got something special, consider sending it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. And there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1991 Liberty Roosevelt $quarter. A coin with a standard face, but a hidden past filled with collector lore, minting secrets, and a market value that could, in some cases, reach $543 million. Make sure to check your pocket change, you never know what treasure you're carrying around. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another rare coin deep dive. Drop a comment below if you have a 1991 quarter or if you want us to explore another year next. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub, where every coin has a story, and some are worth a fortune. Today's video, we're diving deep into a specific coin that holds an intriguing history, surprising value, and a fascinating role in the world of coin collecting, the 1994 Liberty Roosevelt $quarter. Scene: a montage of images of various Roosevelt quarters over the years, starting from its debut in 1946, transitioning to the 1994 edition. Before we focus on the 1994 D, let's take a step back and explore the history of the Roosevelt quarter itself. The Roosevelt quarter was first introduced in 1946, just a year after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This coin was issued to honor his memory and his legacy, particularly his role in the founding of the March of Dimes, a charity focused on fighting polio. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the obverse of the quarter features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt. The reverse depicts a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. Over the decades, this coin has become a staple in American currency, representing not just the legacy of a beloved president, but also the resilience and unity of the American people. Scene: a high-definition shot of the 1994 D. Roosevelt quarter resting on a velvet cloth, zooming in to show the D mint mark. Now, let's turn our attention to the 1994 D. Roosevelt quarter. The D mint mark indicates that this quarter was minted in Denver, Colorado. 1994 was an interesting year for coinage, as it marked a time of transition and evolution in U.S. currency production. The 1994 D quarter was part of the ongoing series that continued to circulate throughout the United States. Scene: a chart showing mintage figures from the U.S. Mint for various quarters, including the 1994 D. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced a significant number of Roosevelt quarters. According to the official data, over 656 million 1994 D. Roosevelt quarters were minted, making it one of the most widely circulated coins of that year. Despite its abundance in circulation, some of these quarters have become highly sought after due to unique variations, condition, and rarity. Scene: a graph showing the coin's rise in value over time, and a close-up shot of a coin being placed in a display case. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1994 D. Roosevelt quarter. In general, quarters from this era were produced in high numbers, and most of them are still found in everyday circulation. However, the real story behind this coin's value lies in the state of preservation and specific minting details. Uncirculated, well-preserved examples of the 1994 D quarter are highly desirable among collectors, particularly those with sharp, clear strikes and minimal wear. Coins that have been kept in mint condition can sometimes fetch higher prices, but what truly increases the worth of a coin is its rarity. Although the 1994 D quarter may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, there are specific traits that collectors look for. Examples with errors or unique minting characteristics can significantly increase the value of this coin. Scene: A close-up shot of a coin being examined with a magnifying loupe, looking for signs of wear or error. Let's break down the factors that affect the value of a 1994 D quarter condition, a well-preserved coin with sharp features, no visible wear, and a pristine finish is often valued higher. For collectors, coins in MS mint state, or PR proof condition are of particular interest. Varieties and errors. Coins with minting errors, such as double strikes or unusual die errors, are rare and can significantly increase the coin's market value. For instance, a 1994 D Roosevelt quarter with a misaligned die or other oddities could be worth much more than a regular coin. Collector demand. The demand for specific coins changes over time. For the 1994 D, while not one of the rarest in terms of mintage, coins in pristine condition or with specific characteristics can be valuable due to the ongoing interest in Roosevelt quarters. Scene: a professional numismatist grades a coin using a coin grading scale, showing close-ups of the coin's surface. Another key factor to consider is the grading of the coin. Coin grading is a system used to determine the condition of a coin, and it plays a major role in the value of the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. Coins in the higher grades, such as MS 65 or above, tend to be the most valuable. For example, a 1994 D quarter in MS 65 or MS 66 condition might fetch anywhere between $3 and $10 in the market. However, as the grade increases, so does the price. In more pristine, near-perfect conditions, you could see the value jump significantly. Scene: a close-up shot of a stack of coins, zooming in on the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter. Let's get into the real question: what is the current market value of the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter? Based on recent sales data, a well-preserved 1994 D quarter can be worth between $3 and $5 for coins in circulation condition. However, for those in uncirculated or high-grade states, such as MS 65 or higher, the value can increase to around $10 to $15. But hold on, there's more. For extremely rare finds, those with mint errors, unique characteristics, or those graded in top-tier condition, the value can rise to $100 or more depending on the rarity and collector demand. Some coins, especially those certified by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can fetch higher prices at auction. Scene: a shot of a coin being placed on an auction website or numismatic store, with prices fluctuating in the background. Despite the high mintage numbers, the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter has steadily maintained its place in the market due to its historical significance and consistent demand from collectors. Quarters from this series are popular not only because they are accessible but also because they tell the story of a time when the U.S. Mint was producing massive numbers of coins to meet the needs of an expanding economy. Coins that are linked to specific years or events, such as the 1994 D, often remain popular on the secondary market. With over 656 million minted, there are plenty of opportunities for collectors to find one in decent condition, but finding one that stands out, whether it's due to a unique characteristic or rare preservation, is what makes the hunt so rewarding. Scene: the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter sitting on a display board next to other rare quarters. Voiceover: so, there you have it, the 1994 D Liberty Roosevelt quarter dollar, a coin that may seem commonplace but holds incredible potential in the right conditions. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin offers an interesting mix of history, rarity, and potential value. Remember, the true worth of any coin lies in its preservation, its history, and the market conditions at any given time. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the 1994 D Roosevelt quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more numismatic content. And as always, Happy collecting. Scene, a fade-out shot of the 1994 D. Roosevelt quarter on display, with the channel logo appearing on screen.